Damn, but not a DeWalt. For you ladies, you have no idea. DeWalt, yellow and black, really good. Okay. In any case, giving for the sake of receiving, that's the second level. Let's move to the third level. Now, we're going to reach a little bit higher. This is one of the most difficult levels to ever reach. But before we go to the third level, I forgot I moved this slide in here. I want to give you the reason why this is going to be so difficult to go to this next level in spirituality, is because I want to give you a picture of who you are. And some of you that go back, way back with me, you've seen this. But first of all, we're made up of flesh. What you see. Flesh, your bones, the blood, the actual physicality of who you are. Clearly, we're made up of flesh. And this is where it gets confusing. So we're going to make this real clear tonight so everybody knows exactly what you're made up of. Because people, what am I, soul, my spirit? What is that? Here's what we are. Secondly, we are made up of our soul. You have every single person has a soul. What is the soul? The soul is this. The soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. It is not your spirit. Your soul is your mind, your will, and emotions. That was what, when Yahweh breathed into Adam, his spirit, the neshama, his nefesh came alive. His soul came alive. It gave him personality. So it makes you different than me, is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Originally in the garden, the mind, will, and emotions were parallel with Yahweh's mind, will, and emotions, and we did things His way. The moment that we took that fruit off the tree and we were deceived, what happened was it bent our mind, will, and emotions away from the tree of life, and it consistently now we want more of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Our mind, will, and emotions became permanently bent towards that tree. And ever since then, Yahweh's been trying to get us bent back to the tree of life, which according to, of course, in the entire Old Testament, the Tanakh, it's called the Torah. The Torah is the tree of life. All the ancient rabbis know that because the Torah is instructions to life. Amen? The other part of you is the Spirit. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing because every single person on planet Earth when they're born has a spirit. What is that spirit? The Spirit is none other than this. It is the actual part of the Spirit of God. If I can get this next slide to come up. What you see here, this is Yahweh. Okay? Inside of every single person, He has placed a piece of His Spirit. Now, this is not crazy, just follow me. This is going to make a lot of sense. It's very scriptural. I did a whole teaching on this years ago and backs up everything that I'm going through here. But He puts inside of us, every single one of us, a spark of His Spirit. This is why an unsaved person, when they hear the gospel, what happens? Their spirit, what Paul says, fans into flame. Because the Spirit inside of them, if they did not have that walkie-talkie, there's no way for them to ever hear the deep calling to deep. That's how people respond to the Gospels, because every single person, whether they like it or not, has a spark. Now, they can be covered over with more sin, but every single one of us has that Spirit. And so what happens is this, is that Yahweh's Spirit penetrates through our flesh, through our mind, through our will, and through our emotions, and it connects with Himself. It's not selfish. This is His deal. He is connecting with Himself. What He's really doing on a supernatural spiritual level is He is collecting all of the broken pieces that happen in the garden. The glass was perfect and pictured as scattered, shattered glass. He's picking up the pieces. Is He not calling Israel back home? That's what He's doing. He's collecting His pieces. One at a time, He's talking to Himself. And what happens is this, is if you listen to the only thing that is Spirit is truth, when you submit to that truth, the Spirit inside of you, this is so amazing, does this. It goes to the next slide. It grows. So you were supposed to see it here. Let's see if it works. The Spirit inside you grows, and what is it doing? It is pushing out the soul to its outer limits. It is taking over your mind, your will, and your emotions. And it only does through two things cause this to happen. I only put one of them here. Truth and humility. That's what it is. The truth is the seed, humility is the water. When those two things come together, the Spirit inside of you grows and it overtakes your mind, your will, and your emotions until your mind and will and your emotions are now paralleled like they were in the garden, and then the flesh, the outer ring, is what works that out in real life. It transfers, and you're constantly connected. Now, what happens if I do this? The moment that you remove truth or you stop submitting to it, the Spirit inside of you shrinks. And without knowing it, because it's such a small and slow process, your mind, your will, and emotions begin to take over your body again. Except this time, if you are in religious circles, it's called religion. You don't realize it, but you are living out the Bible your way. And it feels good to your mind, your will, and emotions. But the day is coming, I believe the day is now, where people are not satisfied anymore. They want something. Just like the commercial we give for the conference, they know there's something else out there. They're missing something. What they're missing is more of the ancient truths. That's what causes the spirit inside of a man to grow and to outpace the soul. So knowing that and how you work be very important to getting to the next level, this third rung, as we're calling it. And this is giving for the sake